Okay, here's another quick tutorial if you are doing or like doing figure studies. This one is in an anime style, referencing a picture by Kim Hyung-tae, the South Korean artist. So of course, we always want to start our sketch with 2H pencils to get in the under design that we're going to use for lining. You definitely want to use a 2H or above, really trying to get for near a 10H range is best. The key is to stay light. Make sure you're not digging into the paper with your pencil, creating a lot of gouges or even damage. And this also allows us to fix mistakes with a soft eraser by simply dabbing or softly swiping. Again, not erasing too hard, we're not damaging the paper, and we're making sure we can get that pencil off cleanly. Your process should be to get into large shapes and overall proportions first. And then after that, like I'm doing here, you go back in and put in some details, put in the little decorations on clothing, patterns, etc. So now we're lining and we're using a medium thickness felt tip pen. Other types of ink pens also work well for lining. Medium thickness is good to start, and you do want to start again with more of the outlines, really getting in some of the major shapes, major forms in the clothing, etc. I do get into some of the details here, but really a lot of the finer detail you want to leave for a finer pen. So again, be careful not to get stuck into doing too many details here. You want to get the main items in place, make sure they look about right, and make sure you're following the sketching, of course. And we do fix the sketching as we go. So if some of the pencil lining is off, there's no need to go and erase the pencil. You can go ahead and just directly fix it while doing the ink, as long as it's not too bad. You really should have the main fixes done in the sketching stage, so you can avoid doing any major fixes with ink. To be frank, inking and lining is a skill check. You do need to be practicing fine lines with contour drawing, etc. I've talked about that before. You don't want to have hashy, hairy lines. You don't want to use a lot of short, straight lines to represent curves. Make sure your curves, like on these legs, have nice, smooth, curved lines. Make sure the texturing on the lines show the texturing, like with this fur. No real shortcuts around it. This takes a lot of practice and a lot of drilling. And so, once the major forms are done, we can really go in and start having fun with the details. I find this is where most people tend to rush to. We don't want to rush to it too soon. But here we do get to put in some more texturing, some really cool decorations, and other patterns, etc. in the outfit here. But speaking of not rushing, I do rush my erasing here. I actually don't wait for the ink to dry enough, and you can see the smudging that the eraser brings out in the ink here. Wet ink smudges a little bit less with the soft eraser that I'm using because the eraser will suck up a little bit of the wet ink. A hard eraser is even worse. It'll make large blotchy smudges. Now, for really fine detail, we go in with a fine tip pen. You want to use really just the finest one you have. And here we do a combination of both the really fine detail and also the hatching. Hatching is optional. There's different ways in pens you can use for hatching, but to just be efficient here, I'm doing both very fine